Hey guys, this is the Adeept RaspTank. It's a Raspberry Pi powered robot tank with a robotic arm. So you can see here it has tracks, it has has this robotic arm. It's powered down at the moment, but it has this robotic arm that can grab things. You probably you saw that in the clip that just finished, but it's a pretty neat little project. It's a kit with all the parts to put this together. In this video, we're going to show you how we set up the software, how we assemble the tank, and we're going to give a brief demo showing how it moves around and stuff and how the controls work. So few observations I've had about this so far. The walls of the tank are pretty tight and they leave very little space for the wires. So there wasn't much space in here. It was, you have to make sure you run the wires really carefully for them to actually fit. And that it was a little tricky, and it was really tight squeezing this together enough to be able to actually screw this in. It takes a while to assemble it, and I found myself fumbling around with really tiny screws way more than I would have thought. Even just looking at this, it doesn't look like that big of a deal to screw this together. Some of these pieces are a little bit awkward to fit together. But also, I've had some connectivity issues that I haven't worked out yet, so I keep getting disconnected. Maybe it's just issues with my Wi-Fi. I've been connecting to this over my Wi-Fi from a PC and from an iPad. Basically, you just go to a web page with this, and it works pretty well. But I've been getting disconnected for no apparent reason, and I still have to work those issues out. So I haven't been able to stay connected to it for too long at any given time to test it very well yet. But we're hoping to do that in some future videos. Also, the other issue was the batteries. So the batteries haven't been lasting too long. Sometimes it seems like it dies, or that might have something to do with connectivity issues. Eventually though, it'll just power itself down. And that's kind of an issue. I want to find out if I can maybe get better batteries, or what's going on with that. So two main issues to work out with this thing. At least that's my experience so far. But otherwise, it's a pretty neat little tank, and when I do have connectivity and it's working, it works pretty well. It has a camera and an ultrasonic sensor on the front. It has tracks which move around. It moves around pretty swiftly, and it's pretty neat looking. I mean, this arm moves like this. It bends like this. It opens and closes, and it actually twists. It actually rotates too. So yeah, I still think it's worth it, but we still have some more testing to do. But yeah, in this video, we're gonna assemble it. I show you, how I put together every single part in this, and how I get it from like a box of just parts up to, up and running and moving around and recording videos and stuff. So let's jump into the assembly process, or at least the software installation process first, and we're going to do that first and then show you how it's assembled after that. The assembly is going to be, I sped it up. Most of the clips are sped up like 4 to 8 times. So I'm going, otherwise you're just going to be watching me put this together for like 3 hours. I spent way too much time on it, but otherwise, yeah, I sped up the assembly video. And the software installation was pretty, like if there are any parts where it's just hanging or installing a package or something, that's going to be sped up too. But I'm going to show you the software install first. I'm going to show you the actual assembly process where I put the parts together, and I am going to then demo having the tank move around and move the arm and open and close it and stuff. And I'm going to show you a quick peek at what the controls look like. So let's jump right into it. So first thing, we put the OS on the SD card. Not going to go into too much detail on it here because I actually have a separate video where I show you all the details of how to write this to the SD card. I either published that video before this one or right after it, but take a look at that one on our channel. This is the Pi actually booting up so that I could install the software. All right, so let's try setting up the software for our robot tank. So my Raspberry Pi is up on the network, and we're going to log into it with SSH. All right, so here we go. right, so I'm just gonna change the password real quick, just so it won't be the default password. Whoops. And there we go, cleared the password. Now let's set up the software. First thing we're gonna have to do is clone the project from GitHub. All right, there we go, we've pulled it down. Now, let's see. Let's cd into the directory. And let's just run, actually, you know, let's run this from above that directory. So this is running the setup program. Supposedly this could take a while. The manual said anywhere from minutes to hours, depending on your internet connection. So we should have a reasonably fast connection, so let's see how long this takes. All right, so there we go. Looks like that didn't take too long. I sped it up a little bit with the magic of video editing, and that's about it. We should be able to actually access the interface like this. And it looks like it's unreachable. We might need to restart. Actually, no, that's not even the correct IP address. So it looks like our Raspberry Pi is rebooting by itself, which it's supposed to do after we, looks like my SSH connection was disconnected when the script finished, which is what's expected. Actually says restarting right here. So, and I'm also using the wrong IP address. So let's just paste this in right here. That's the right IP, but we're gonna have to wait for our Raspberry Pi to come back up. Now, this service should run when the, you know, upon boot. So every time your Pi boots up, this service is going to be running. All right, so our Raspberry Pi is back up, but it looks like we can't load this, and I think the service won't start correctly until we actually assemble our robot. So we're going to put the robot together, and then we're going to see if we can connect to it then, because it needs the sensors to be present, and it will fail if they're not. So hopefully you found this video interesting, and maybe this even helped somebody. You can expect probably, I'm planning on coming up with some updates for this. I'm going to be testing this out a bit more, and I'm going to have some more demo videos and hopefully some improvements. We'll see what happens, so stay tuned for that. We also have a lot of other great tech-related content. We do, hardware, software, coding, servers, 3D printing, Raspberry Pis and other single-board computers, electronics, networking, all sorts of great tech-related stuff that you're not going to want to miss. So hit that subscribe button and also hit the little bell icon. Otherwise, YouTube's probably not even going to let you know when we do come out with a new video, and you're not going to want to miss that. So definitely stay tuned for that. Maybe give us a thumbs up, but even more important than any of that stuff, leave a comment down below, because we want to know what you think. If you know something that I don't know, definitely leave a comment, not just for me, but for the next person who comes along and watches this video and is reading through the comments. So yeah, any questions, comments, criticisms, whatever you want to say, I probably do want to hear it. So do leave a comment. And that's pretty much it for today. So as always, thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys in the next video.